2 big onions sliced up. You try to slice them as thin as you can, but when you put them in the oil, separate the rings. And I don't know why it doesn't say to dice them, but probably because that takes a lot more time, or a little bit more time, and you know, it starts getting in your eye. So we've got it like on medium high, and we're going to let those simmer for a while. And we're going to add the mushrooms because the onions are translucent and very soft, and now the mushrooms are going to release a lot of their water. And we're going to get those a little bit softened up before we add the sauce, the tomato product, all the tomatoes. But this has to cook a little bit so that the mushrooms will release their flavor and a little bit of the water. And then you put a little bit more salt, not a lot because you're layering the salt. Put a little pepper. This is better if you use this, it's like a grinder. Alright, then like I said, you can add, and this is just a combination of Italian herbs. It's got oregano, basil, rosemary, a little bit of parsley, savory, sage, marjoram. Mostly what it has, it flavors it, the Italian flavor is the oregano and the basil and the rosemary. So you're going to stir that around. The dried is going to release its flavor slowly because it's dried, so it's got to be rehydrated, and then it'll start melting into the sauce. Sauce always tastes good the first day, but it tastes a whole lot better the second day, to me, I think. So we're going to let that simmer, and we'll taste the sauce later and see how it looks. How it tastes. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. So you reduce the heat down to like medium-low, let that simmer, and while that's simmering you start working on making the meatballs. Now you're going to put in about a cup of dried breadcrumbs, seasoned dried or plain dried breadcrumbs, and about a half a cup of milk. If you read Mimi's recipe, you'll know that breadcrumbs makes a light, tender meatball, the breadcrumbs, and the milk helps moisten the breadcrumbs and the meat. They'll shrink a little bit when you're frying them. You're going to fry them on the outside. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 6 more meatballs to cook. So these can start simmering right now in the sauce, and then we'll add the other. I'll give them a head start.